Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here today, and I'm thrilled to discuss a concept that has the power to shape your future: decisions. In fact, I believe that decisions are the most powerful force we have in our lives. They are the pathway to power over our destiny, our actions, and the outcomes we experience. Today, I want to share with you 4 key points that highlight how decisions can unlock your true potential. The concept of reality is a powerful and often misunderstood one. We often think of it as something fixed and unchangeable, something that happens to us based on external circumstances, environments, or even fate. But in truth, our reality is shaped by a more subtle and personal force: our decisions. Every choice we make, no matter how small or significant, has the power to influence the way we experience life and the world around us. In fact, decisions are the lens through which we view our reality, and they ultimately define the life we live. At every moment, we are faced with countless decisions. Whether it's what to have for breakfast, which path to take in our career, or how we choose to respond to adversity, every decision has a ripple effect that shapes the way we interact with the world. The simple act of deciding creates a trajectory for our lives, and these decisions accumulate, compounding over time into the reality we experience. Our lives today are not the result of some grand external force, but rather a direct result of the decisions we have made in the past. The decisions we make are often influenced by our beliefs, fears, values, and past experiences. For instance, if we believe that we are not capable of achieving success, our decisions will reflect that belief. We may avoid taking risks, shy away from opportunities, or not pursue goals that will require us to step outside our comfort zone. Similarly, if we've experienced setbacks or failures in the past, we may make decisions rooted in fear, holding ourselves back from trying again. This kind of decision-making keeps us stuck in patterns, reinforcing a reality where we feel powerless or limited. However, the beauty of understanding that decisions shape our reality is that we can choose to break free from these limiting beliefs. We have the power to change our perspective and make decisions that align with the reality we wish to create. The key lies in awareness and intentionality. When we become conscious of how our decisions are influencing our lives, we can begin to take control of our destiny. We can decide to act with courage, to make choices based on possibility rather than fear, and to align our decisions with our deepest desires and values. It's important to understand that decisions don't just affect the immediate outcome, they often have long-term consequences. Small, seemingly insignificant choices can lead to profound shifts over time. For example, deciding to adopt a healthier lifestyle may start with a single decision to eat a nutritious meal or take a walk. But over time, that one decision can compound, leading to better health, more energy, and a higher quality of life. On the other hand, a decision made out of convenience, such as choosing to procrastinate on an important task or avoiding difficult conversations, can lead to a cycle of inaction and missed opportunities. These seemingly small decisions create patterns that define the trajectory of our lives. Another aspect of how decisions shape our reality is the impact they have on our relationships and connections with others. The choices we make in our interactions with people, the way we listen, respond, and behave, create the foundation for the relationships we build. For example, choosing to approach others with kindness, empathy, and respect will likely result in deeper, more meaningful connections. On the contrary, choosing to engage in conflict, dismiss others' feelings, or neglect relationships can create a reality filled with disconnection and tension. The way we decide to show up in the world determines how others show up for us. Our relationships are a mirror of our own decisions and the way we choose to interact with the people around us. Furthermore, the decisions we make also influence our sense of self. Every choice we make reflects who we believe we are and what we value. For instance, deciding to invest time and energy in personal growth, learning, or creativity reinforces the belief that we are capable of evolving and improving. Deciding to take time for self-care or prioritize our well-being reflects the belief that we are worthy of happiness and health. Conversely, decisions made from a place of self-doubt or unworthiness can reinforce negative self-perceptions and keep us from reaching our full potential. Our decisions act as affirmations of who we believe ourselves to be, and over time they shape our identity and sense of purpose. The reality we experience is also influenced by the decisions we make regarding the way we perceive the world. If we choose to focus on the negative aspects of life, on what's wrong or what's lacking, our reality will reflect that focus. We will feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and stuck. However, if we make the decision to look for opportunities, to focus on the positive, and to find gratitude in the small things, our reality shifts. We begin to see solutions instead of problems, hope instead of despair, and possibilities instead of limitations. The power of our decisions lies not just in what we choose to do, but in how we choose to see the world around us. Ultimately, our decisions are the architects of our reality. Every choice we make lays the foundation for the life we live. And the good news is that we have the power to choose at any given moment. If we don't like the reality we're experiencing, we can begin making different decisions. We can choose to let go of limiting beliefs, embrace new perspectives, and take action toward the life we truly want. The past may have shaped us, but it does not define us. The future is shaped by the decisions we make today. In conclusion, decisions are not just mere choices. They are the building blocks of our reality. They influence every aspect of our lives, from our personal growth and relationships to the way we interact with the world. When we understand the profound impact of our decisions, we realize that we have the power to create the life we desire. It all starts with a decision. So the next time you're faced with a choice, remember, the decision you make today has the power to shape your reality tomorrow. In life, we are constantly making decisions. Some are small and seemingly insignificant. These choices have the power to shape the course of our lives and ultimately determine our future. The truth is, decisions are far more than just momentary choices. They are the defining moments that chart the course of our personal journey. Every decision we make influences the direction in which we move, and those decisions build the reality we will one day face. The power of decisions lies in their ability to influence the path we walk. Think about it. The simple decision to say yes to a new opportunity can radically change the course of your life. Perhaps it's a decision to pursue a different career path, to move to a new city, or to invest time in building new relationships. It might seem like a small choice in the moment, but over time, that one decision could lead to an entirely different reality than the one you would have experienced if you had said no. In a sense, decisions are like turning points. Each one takes us down a specific path, and once we've made a choice, we are set on that trajectory. It's not just the big life-altering decisions that matter either. The seemingly small, everyday choices we make also play a role in determining where we are headed. The decision to wake up earlier, to exercise, to spend time reading, or to practice mindfulness, these choices compound over time, shaping our habits, and our habits ultimately shape our future. The beauty of decisions is that they give us the power to steer our lives in the direction we want to go. While we may not have control over every circumstance, situation, or person in our lives, we do have control over the decisions we make. The ability to decide is a source of personal power. It allows us to take ownership of our journey and to choose the direction that aligns with our values and goals. When we consciously make decisions, we are not just responding to life passively, we are actively creating our reality. However, not all decisions are made consciously. Sometimes we fall into patterns of automatic decision-making where we allow external circumstances, fear, or societal pressures to dictate our choices. When this happens, we relinquish control over our own direction. We may make decisions based on what others think we should do or based on the comfort of the known rather than taking a bold, authentic step toward what we truly want. This can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, regret, or a sense of being stuck. The key to making decisions that positively impact our direction is self-awareness. We must be clear about what we want in life and how our decisions align with those desires. This doesn't mean that every decision will be easy or straightforward. In fact, some of the most important decisions come with risk and uncertainty. But if we are clear about our values, our goals, and our vision for the future, we can approach these decisions with confidence and clarity. Instead of being driven by fear or indecision, we make choices that propel us forward on the path we have chosen. One of the most significant ways decisions shape our direction is through their effect on our mindset. The way we think about and approach decisions can have a profound impact on how we move through life. A person with a growth mindset, for example, will approach decisions with an openness to learning, experimentation, and progress. They will be more willing to take risks and view mistakes as opportunities for growth. Conversely, a person with a fixed mindset may shy away from making bold decisions for fear of failure, and they may become paralyzed by the uncertainty of change. Mindset, therefore, plays a crucial role in determining the direction our decisions lead us. If we approach decisions with a positive, growth-oriented mindset, we are more likely to make choices that align with our long-term goals and desires. We are more likely to take the necessary steps to create the life we envision. But if we approach decisions from a place of fear, self-doubt, or resistance, we may find ourselves stuck in patterns of inaction or making choices that limit our potential. The direction we take in life is also shaped by the accumulation of our decisions over time. It's easy to think that one decision here or there won't have much of an impact, but over time, even the smallest decisions can accumulate into something much larger. The cumulative effect of our choices has the power to build momentum, either toward or away from the life we want. For example, if you consistently choose to take care of your physical health by exercising, eating well, and getting enough rest, you will find that your energy, confidence, and overall well-being improve over time. On the other hand, consistently making decisions that prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term well-being can lead to negative consequences, such as poor health or low energy. This principle extends beyond just physical health. It applies to every area of life. The decision to prioritize your career development, to invest time in building relationships, to continue learning and growing, each of these decisions compounds and shapes your direction. Each choice becomes part of the larger picture of who you are becoming and where you are going. Of course, decisions are not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments when we question whether we are making the right choice or whether we are headed in the right direction. This is normal, and it is part of the process of growth and self-discovery. The key is to trust that each decision, whether it leads to success or failure, is part of a greater journey. The direction we are moving in is not always immediately clear, but as long as we continue to make decisions that align with our values and goals, we will eventually reach the destination that is meant for us. In conclusion, the decisions we make are the driving force behind the direction of our lives. Every choice, no matter how big or small, plays a role in determining where we end up. When we approach life with intentionality and self-awareness, we can make decisions that lead us toward the future we desire. And even when we face uncertainty or setbacks, we can trust that our decisions, guided by our values and vision, will ultimately guide us in the right direction. The power is in our hands. The direction of our lives is in our control. It all begins with the decisions we make today. Life is a series of choices. From the moment we wake up in the morning to the time we go to sleep at night, we are making decisions. The power of those decisions cannot be overstated because every decision we make is an opportunity to take control of our lives. While many factors influence the circumstances we encounter, the one thing that remains within our control is the way we choose to respond to those circumstances. Our decisions shape how we approach challenges, how we pursue goals, and how we define ourselves. In essence, decisions empower us to take control of our lives and steer them in the direction we want to go. Too often, people feel that their lives are dictated by external factors. They may feel stuck in a job they don't like, trapped in an unhealthy relationship, or overwhelmed by the pressures of daily life. These feelings are valid, and they arise because we often forget that we have the power to make decisions that can change our circumstances. The reality is that every situation we face offers us a choice. We can choose to stay in our current situation, continue down a path of frustration or complacency, or we can choose to make a change. It all comes down to the decisions we make. When we take responsibility for our decisions, we empower ourselves to take control of our destiny. Each choice we make is an assertion of our autonomy, a reminder that we are not passive recipients of life circumstances, but active participants in shaping our futures. Every decision is a declaration that we are in charge of our lives, whether it's deciding to leave a job that no longer serves us, choosing to pursue a new opportunity, or simply deciding to take better care of ourselves. Each decision we make has the potential to shift the trajectory of our lives. Taking control through decisions doesn't mean that we always have the perfect answer or that every decision we make will lead to immediate success. In fact, some decisions will lead to mistakes and some choices will take us down unexpected paths. But that is the beauty of decision making. It allows us to learn and grow from our experiences. When we take control of our decisions, we are not bound by fear of failure or uncertainty. We are empowered to experiment, try new things, and recalibrate when necessary. Mistakes are not failures, they are simply lessons that inform our next set of decisions. A key aspect of decision making is the ability to choose in the face of uncertainty. Often people wait for the perfect moment or for all the variables to align before making a decision. However, waiting for certainty can lead to inaction, and inaction breeds stagnation. The reality is that there is rarely a perfect time to make a decision. Life is unpredictable, and waiting for conditions to be ideal can result in missed opportunities. True empowerment comes from making decisions despite the uncertainty. When we embrace the unknown and trust in our ability to navigate challenges, we take back control of our lives. Another important point is that decisions are closely tied to our values and priorities. When we are clear about what matters most to us, we are better able to make decisions that reflect our true desires and goals. For instance, if we value health and well-being, we are more likely to make decisions that support a healthy lifestyle, such as eating nutritious food, exercising regularly, and getting enough rest. If we value personal growth and learning, we will prioritize opportunities that expand our knowledge and skills. On the other hand, when we are unclear about our values or fail to align our decisions with what truly matters to us, we may find ourselves making choices that lead us off course. Taking control through decisions also means being proactive rather than reactive. When we make decisions proactively, we are taking responsibility for our future rather than allowing circumstances to dictate our direction. For example, if we are unhappy in a job, we can decide to take action to either improve the situation, seek a promotion, or even change careers. Waiting for the situation to change on its own or for someone else to take action is a passive approach. Proactive decision-making, on the other hand, ensures that we are actively creating the life we want rather than merely reacting to the events that unfold around us. Furthermore, decisions empower us by giving us the opportunity to take control of our emotions and mindset. Our decisions don't just shape the external circumstances of our lives, they also shape how we feel about ourselves and the world. For example, when we choose to focus on gratitude, we empower ourselves to see the positive in every situation. When we decide to approach challenges with a growth mindset, we empower ourselves to view obstacles as opportunities for growth. In contrast, when we make decisions driven by fear or negativity, we limit our ability to experience joy, success, and fulfillment. The power of our decisions extends beyond actions. It shapes our internal landscape and our perception of reality. The ability to make decisions also fosters confidence. When we take ownership of our choices, we develop trust in our ability to navigate life's complexities. With each decision, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. This self-confidence builds momentum, allowing us to take bolder actions and make even more empowered decisions in the future. Conversely, when we allow others to make decisions for us or remain indecisive, we erode our self-confidence. It is through the act of making decisions and taking responsibility for those decisions that we gain the confidence to continue moving forward. Finally, decisions empower us by enabling us to set boundaries and assert our needs. When we are clear about what we want and need, we can make decisions that reflect those desires. For example, we might decide to set boundaries with people who drain our energy, prioritize time for self-care, or say no to commitments that don't align with our values. By making these decisions, we take control of how we spend our time and energy, ensuring that our lives are filled with things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and purpose. In conclusion, decisions are one of the most powerful tools we have to take control of our lives. By making conscious, intentional decisions, we empower ourselves to shape our future, respond to challenges, and create the life we desire. While we cannot control every circumstance, we can control how we choose to react to those circumstances. Our decisions define our direction, shape our mindset, and ultimately determine the quality of our lives. So the next time you're faced with a decision, remember, the power to take control is in your hands. Life is a series of moments, each of which presents an opportunity to make a decision. The decisions we make, both big and small, accumulate over time, ultimately shaping the person we become and the life we lead. Our legacy, in many ways, is not something that happens at the end of our lives, but something we build every day through the choices we make. Every decision, whether it's the way we treat others, the way we handle challenges, or the way we pursue our goals, contributes to the story we leave behind. In this sense, the legacy we leave is directly tied to the decisions we make along the way. At the heart of building a meaningful legacy is the understanding that our decisions have consequences that ripple out far beyond the immediate moment. When we make a decision, we're not just affecting ourselves, but we are also influencing the people around us, the communities we belong to, and even future generations. The choices we make about how to live our lives, what we prioritize, and how we treat others have the potential to create lasting impacts that extend far beyond the time we spend on this earth. One of the most profound ways in which our decisions build our legacy is through the relationships we cultivate, the way we interact with those around us, the respect and kindness we offer, and the love we share all contribute to the story others will tell about us long after we are gone. It is not just the grand gestures that make a difference, but the small, everyday decisions we make in our interactions. Deciding to listen when someone needs an ear, choosing to forgive when wronged, or offering support in times of need, these are the decisions that leave a lasting impression. Our legacy in relationships is defined by the way we show up for others and the impact we have on their lives. Similarly, our decisions define the kind of impact we have on the world. The choices we make in terms of how we use our time, resources, and talents contribute to the causes we support and the communities we serve. Deciding to dedicate ourselves to a cause greater than ourselves, whether it's through volunteer work, advocacy, or social entrepreneurship, builds a legacy of service and contribution. The decisions we make in our careers and in the way we live our daily lives also shape the legacy we leave behind. For example, a person who consistently chooses to act with integrity, who strives for excellence in their work, and who uses their platform to elevate others will be remembered for the positive difference they made in their professional and personal spheres. Another crucial aspect of decisions and legacy is the way we handle challenges and adversity. Life is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and difficult moments. In these times, our decisions about how to respond are what ultimately shape our character and our legacy. It is easy to make decisions when everything is going well, but it is in the face of adversity that our true nature is revealed. Choosing to face challenges with resilience, patience, and a growth mindset builds a legacy of strength and perseverance. When others look back on our lives, they will remember not just our successes, but the way we navigated through tough times. The decisions we make in adversity are often the ones that define us the most, for they show the world who we truly are. The decisions we make also contribute to our own personal growth and the way we develop as individuals. Our legacy is not just about what we leave for others, but also about who we become in the process. The decision to invest in ourselves, through learning, self-reflection, and striving to become the best version of who we are, builds a legacy of self-mastery and growth. The choices we make in our personal development create a foundation for everything else in our lives. When we decide to work on our emotional intelligence, cultivate our talents, and push ourselves to reach new heights, we are not only building our own legacy, but also setting an example for others to follow. Our legacy is a reflection of our growth, both internally and externally. And the decisions we make today are what determine who we become tomorrow. As we build our legacy, it is essential to remember that it is never too late to start making decisions that align with the person we want to be or the impact we want to have. Sometimes people feel that they have missed their chance or that their past decisions have already defined their legacy. But the truth is, every decision we make from this moment forward has the potential to shape the legacy we leave behind. It is never too late to start choosing a life of purpose, to begin making decisions that reflect the values we hold dear, and to create a legacy that reflects our deepest desires and aspirations. Building a legacy is also about the values we instill in others. As we make decisions, we not only shape our own lives, but also influence the lives of those who look up to us. Whether we are parents, mentors, leaders, or peers, the decisions we make teach others how to approach life. The way we handle success, failure, relationships, and our personal values becomes a model for those who observe us. The legacy we leave is not just in what we achieve for ourselves, but in how we inspire others to live lives of purpose, integrity, and contribution. Our legacy is not a singular moment or event, but a collection of decisions that define who we are and what we stand for. Each decision we make today is a building block, contributing to the foundation of a life well lived. When we make decisions with intention and awareness, we are actively creating a legacy that will endure long after we are gone. It is in the small, everyday decisions that we reveal our true selves and craft a life of meaning and significance. Every choice we make is an opportunity to add to the story of who we are and what we want to leave behind. In conclusion, our decisions are the architects of the legacy we leave. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our lives and determine how we will be remembered. By making decisions that reflect our values, contribute to the well-being of others, and build our own personal growth, we are actively creating the legacy we want to leave behind. Each day presents a new opportunity to make decisions that will shape our future and influence the world around us. The legacy we build is not something left to chance. It is a direct result of the decisions we make every day. So as we move forward in life, we must remember that every decision matters and every choice we make builds the legacy we will leave behind. In conclusion, decisions are the pathway to power. They shape your reality, determine your direction, empower you to take control, and build the legacy you leave behind. The beauty of decisions is that they are always within your control. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or for external circumstances to align. Every moment is the right moment to decide. So take ownership of your decisions, trust in their power, and start building the future you deserve. One choice at a time. Thank you.